This is The Blockchain Show. The Blockchain Show is a podcast that demystifies and promotes widespread adoption of cryptocurrencies and distributed ledger technology.
Hello world, this is episode number 46. Coming up, we'll hear Steve's interview with Rahul Sood, the founder and CEO of Unikrn.
Ledger Wallet is a smart card-based Bitcoin hardware wallet bringing maximum protection level to your Bitcoins without sacrificing usability or control. Find the link in this episode's show notes.
We are getting a new website thanks to Stephen Walker and the team at Woodwork. Check that out in the months to follow. We also have a community on Facebook where you can be in contact with other like-minded individuals. Thank you for tuning in.
Are you looking for an easy way to buy Bitcoin or Ether on a safe, secure platform? Coinbase is the easiest place to buy and sell digital currencies. Sign up today as a friend of the Blockchain Show, and if you buy or sell $100 of Bitcoin or more, you'll earn $10 of free Bitcoin for yourself and $10 of Bitcoin to support this show. Join now using the link in this episode's show notes at theblockchainshow.com.
Hi there, Rahul Sood from Unikrn. I'm the CEO and co-founder of this company.
Can you tell me a little bit about your background, like what brought you to Unikrn?
Sure. I'm a longtime gamer, a video gamer by trade, I guess you could say. I started a company shortly after I left high school many years ago that produced the world's first PC gaming machine. So it was a PC designed specifically for gaming. And we created a really great global brand. It was called Voodoo, and we ended up selling it to HP many years later. So I was at HP for a little while, and at that time we started to see the advent of competitive gaming getting more popular, mm-hmm. It was just interesting. Like I love building the brand. I love to be in the gaming space, but for one reason or another, I left HP. I was kind of bored with working inside a big company, and I started something with a friend of mine from Berlin that combines betting with video games. It was a piece of technology that allowed you to play games like Call of Duty against your friends for money. We built everything from the front end client to the back end, the payment system, the anti-cheat system. Like we built everything. And we ran some pilots with it, and it was pretty popular, although we had a real struggle dealing with regulatory issues, and we decided to just shelve it for that time because it was quite ahead of its time. It was in 2010. And then I joined Microsoft. I started Microsoft Ventures. We opened up accelerators around the world to help startups build and grow their businesses. And I built quite a network when I was at Microsoft, and I started to see eSports getting bigger and bigger. And eSports are basically highly competitive video game tournaments that take place in stadiums around the world. There's literally hundreds of millions of fans that follow this stuff. It's the fastest growing sport ever. And we are I just wanted to get back into gaming. So I decided to leave Microsoft. And one of the companies that Microsoft invested in was a game community platform that allowed gaming communities to grow. And the CEO and I got along quite well. He's from Australia. His name is Carl Flores. We're really good friends. And I ended up leaving Microsoft, buying his company, and together we started Unikrn. And Unikrn sits at the intersection of video games and gambling and eSports. And we started this thing in 2014. We raised about $10 million with Mark Cuban, Ashton Kutcher, Elizabeth Murdoch, Sherry Redstone, and then the largest gambling company in Australia invested in us as well. And we started to build. That's basically how Unikrn started.
Yeah, it's certainly an interesting story, I guess. What games were you playing back when what was your big game back when you started as a gamer? Like StarCraft or World of Warcraft?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was StarCraft and Dune 2. I don't know if you remember that game.
Dune 2. What race did you play?
You know what? I don't remember. It was the if I can think, it was like this. it was like the good guys in the sand. I don't exactly remember the races.
Like the humans, the Terran. The Terran were kind of like the human ones. The Zerg were like the bug ones, and the Protoss were like.
It was the human ones.
Okay, so the Terran, you were a Terran.
Yeah, and then I got into Command and Conquer right after that. But I was really into that sort of RTS style of game back then.
Yeah, those were good RTS games, StarCraft and Command and Conquer. Do they still make Command and Conquers or no?
No, I don't. I don't think so. I think the last one was Red Alert, and then it kind of just stopped. They might have had a couple of versions after that, but yeah, I don't. No, they don't. I mean, the best thing that you'll get from RTS right now is probably the new Age of Empires that's coming. That looks to be really good, and that's going to be just a tried and true RTS. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes. But.
So you have some games on Unikrn that you can bet against. You've got maybe 10 here. League of Legends, Counter-Strike, Dota, Overwatch, Rocket League, StarCraft 2, Heroes of the Storm. Is that StarCraft 3 or?
Heroes of the Storm is more like Blizzard's version of League of Legends, you could say.
All right.
Yeah.
Call of Duty, Hearthstone, World of Tanks, FIFA Soccer. And now, so are you betting playing against other players, or are you following the eSports scene?
Yeah, so what you're looking at is the eSports book, which effectively is there's these huge tournaments that happen around the world on the games that you just mentioned, with professional teams, and we created a sports book around it. Our sports book is the most advanced, most comprehensive sports book for eSports, and people can basically watch those matches and place bets on the games while watching the match, and so that's sort of our spectator platform, and then we have a skill-based platform where people can kind of play games against each other and bet. But we've only been testing that with our Unitcoin. So let me kind of explain how that came about. When we first started the company, we got licensed in Australia and the UK to take bets on esports, which includes New Zealand, the Isle of Man, Australia, and Ireland, and basically we can accept real money betting in those markets. And at the same time, we started to build out our plans for the future. We have a European license that's coming soon, and we're going to be able to expand in multiple countries across Europe. Over the last 3 years, we've kind of become a part of the foundation of esports. Unikrn creates unique content. We create everything from video content to news, written content. We have both our spectator and skill-based platforms. We have raffles that we do with the community. We have team ownership, so we own a big stake in one of the hottest CSGO teams in the world. They're also the hottest team in Germany, called BIG.
What's CSGO?
We have a stake. Yeah, CSGO, yeah. And we have a stake in Rogue, which is a team, an Overwatch team. They're the number one Overwatch team in the world. And then we also own a company out of Las Vegas called Leet that we recently acquired that helps casinos set up eSport experiences in their venues. But about 2 years ago, we found that there's many people who are coming to our site that wanted to use it but couldn't use it because we weren't in regulated markets. So we created the Unitcoin. And the reason we created the Unitcoin was for a few reasons. First, we wanted to capture the market and build community around the world and measure new markets to see where hot markets would be when we do decide to do real betting. We then used it to test out new betting products to see if they'd actually be usable and could we actually make money from them and that sort of thing. And then we also did it to improve the efficacy of our sports book and make it better. And we honestly had no idea that the Unitcoins would become popular, but they did. They became very popular. And it was about that time that Mark Cuban reached out to us and said we should start looking at blockchain for the future of our business. And
any idea why he did a 180 on that? First he was go ahead.
Well, first let's talk about that because this was way before he came out and started talking about Bitcoin and whatnot, right? It wasn't a 180 because back in, I think it was like February of 2016, he hit us up and said, look at blockchain, right away. And we started to look at it. And basically the beauty of blockchain that we like is we're a regulated business, and we intend to remain so. But with blockchain, we can build better AML systems, so anti-money laundering systems, and better KYC systems. All transactions are out on the on the public ledger. We can tie wallets to individuals, and we can avoid banks. Like, dealing with banks is a nightmare. Dealing with multiple currencies and across borders and silos is difficult. So, from that standpoint, blockchain is great. It's incredible technology. Banks should be scared shitless of blockchain. But we didn't do it to sort of skirt regulation, and we started to look at our Unitcoin usage and how popular Unitcoins have become, and our customers have been asking for more utility from Unitcoins. Like, what else can we use it for? Can we use it to for other transactions? Can other people take Unitcoins? That sort of thing. And that's when we decided that it was time for us to do a token sale and turn Unitcoin into Unitcoin Gold, which is our cryptocurrency. And then we'll keep Unitcoin Silver as our free currency. So we talked to a few of our investors about it, Mark included, and said, like, this is the direction that we're going. What do you think? And they all really liked it. I mean, they all said it makes total sense. We interviewed customers. The cool thing about our customers is they tend to be young, tech savvy. They all, like, many of them have wallets already. They're into cryptocurrency. They collect Bitcoin and Ethereum and that sort of thing. So when they heard we're doing a token, they all said, like, we would love this, and they're going to use it. And that's the whole point of this, is that we're building, we're selling a product that we built 2 years ago, and we're finally able to kind of monetize it and build a really strong ecosystem around it. So I think that's why Mark did the quote unquote 180 on it. He saw the potential of it, and now he's really getting big into it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people just in general who don't realize how big eSports is around the world. In, like, South Korea, it's compared to, like, football in America. It's just that big. The stars and they have an entire network that is just eSports. So
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it's just a huge global audience, and more of younger people are looking at this gaming as being as legitimate as entertainment as any of the other ones. Perhaps even better than the passiveness of watching a television show or a movie. Gaming fulfills those same entertainment things, but also being the strong community behind it.
Yeah, I mean the fact is eSports is growing, and it's growing at a very significant rate that no one really expected. I read an article recently about traditional sports, and they talked about the PGA Tour, and the average fan age is 69 years old. The average fan average median age of the fans in MLB or Major League Baseball is like 54 years old. So really the conclusion is every day a PGA Tour fan dies and an MLB fan dies, and 2 esports fans are born. And esports is only getting bigger. It's getting bigger around the world. It's getting big in Nevada. When we talk to people in Nevada, we help to legalize esports betting there. And one of the things that the casinos would like to do is bring in, millennials into their spaces and create really fun environments for them that keeps them there. And, rather than having to kind of deal with the suffering slot machine business, which is a very key part of their business, and they're doing everything they can to kind of make it more interesting for younger people by retheming the slot machines, but that's not working. Only, like, there's still 50 and 100-year-olds using the slot machines, but the kids aren't using the slot machines anymore. So that's the thing that they're trying to deal with. So esports is definitely getting bigger, and Unikrn has become kind of, like I said, the part of the fabric of the esports community. And because we're a legit operator, working with regulators and licensees and that sort of thing is something that we've kind of become the standard for this. We set up the first integrity program on esports in the world. There's quite a bit of opportunity in this space.
What's an integrity program?
Well, in sports betting, there's no better way to spot a cheater or someone who is throwing a match or anything like that than through betting, because we have world-class regulators and risk management people that watch the matches and know the statistics and create odds. So if we see like a 15-1 underdog getting major bets on it, we can pause the bets. We can let the tournament provider know. They can do an investigation. It's like any other traditional sport. There's integrity programs for those sports, and it protects from things like cheating, from doping, from match fixing, all of that kind of stuff. And esports
doping in esports.
Yeah, people have been known to take Adderall.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's funny, but it's true. So
very cool. So there is currently a Unitcoin Silver, and that's not attached to any sort of cryptocurrency. It's just something that's Unikrn has invented and then controls the supply of it.
Correct. So there's a Unitcoin right now. It's actually just called Unitcoin.
Okay.
We're going to retire Unitcoin, and we're going to create Unitcoin Gold and Unitcoin Silver. Unitcoin Gold will be our cryptocurrency. Unitcoin Silver will be our free currency that allows people to participate in raffles and win prizes and things like that. And it works in unregulated environments, like, for example, in China, where gambling is illegal. We can bring on Unitcoin Silver and have people win pots and prizes of different things, but just get on our platform and start engaging with it, so that eventually, if we decide to go into Macau, for example, we'll be able to use gold in markets like that. Unitcoin Gold, we're going to have the ability for people to do wagering and non-wagering. So, for example, you'll be able to use Unitcoin Gold for betting, and through that turnover, you'll earn silver. You'll be able to earn Unitcoin Gold by playing games on some of our servers, also by reporting back results from matches. Like, there'll be ways to kind of farm gold, you could say, by doing some of the applications that we're going to be creating on the platform over time. So there's, and then of course, through transactions, we're working with some of the big esport companies out there to think about using Unitcoin Gold for transactions, buying merchandise, things like that. So there's a lot coming down the pike. We continue to update our white paper. The newest version of the white paper should be out, or the final version should be out within a week or so, as we prepare for the token sale.
Now, are you trying to get the Unitcoin Gold token pegged to like a dollar amount, or is it free market?
Well, I have to say that this is designed for our users, right?
Okay.
And because it's designed for our users, and it's tied to a platform that has real value and real usage, our users have to feel comfortable that when they buy Unitcoin Gold, that they're using it on the platform, that it's a stable token. So when we sell this, we're producing 1 billion tokens. We're selling 200 million in the market, and then we're producing 150 million of the billion. So we'll be put in a risk pool. So basically, a total of 35% are being sort of put forth. 20% goes to sale. 15% sits in a risk pool, where if people if people are betting on odds, they're basically betting against the house. And so what happens is, let's say somebody wins, we take tokens out of the risk pool, we give it to them. If somebody loses, we take tokens from them and put it back into the risk pool. Over time, that pool may grow or shrink, and we can increase. As we increase usage on our platform, typically that pool will grow on our end. And so we find ways to release tokens into the market, either by from time to time selling tokens or giving them through the various activities that we'll have on our platform, such as being able to earn tokens by playing video games on our servers, which earns us money through our community platform, or they can earn tokens by doing work. And there's going to be various applications that we'll have, whether that's creating content for us or whether that's watching matches for us, reporting results. There's going to be lots of ways for people to earn tokens.
So the books aren't set up in a way that there's always profit for Unikrn. Sometimes it can be. So you make the odds based off of what your odds maker says that they are, and they don't change based off of where the money is flowing in?
Well, they do.
Okay.
So what happens is we create the opening odds, and then what ends up happening is, as people bet, if the bets are flowing in on one-sided, then the risk management adjusts the odds, right?
Right.
That's the whole point of a betting business. So,
yeah.
You typically have a certain margin that you make, depending on how things go. But it's quite fun because we get to see the bets on both sides of the transaction, and we'll be watching sometimes games where there's like huge money on the line, and it's like one team is will win us great money, the other team will win the community great money. So it's always fun to watch those things. It's a really, really neat business.
Is the betting handled on a blockchain too, or is it all just done on your own?
No, so betting will happen on the blockchain through skill. So when people play against one another, they'll be able to bet, and that'll be on the blockchain.
Okay.
What'll happen is on the spectator platform, though, because of the frequency and the speed of the bets, if you're watching a match and you want to place micro bets during that match, you just can't wait for the Ethereum network to catch up. So what happens is people will from their wallet deposit their tokens into an internal wallet for a match. They'll be watching that match. They can place micro bets in that match, and then when the match is clear, they can take their tokens off off our internal wallet and put it onto the blockchain. And
this is Ethereum ERC20 token.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about the crowd sale that's coming up and what people get and what will be the going rate?
We haven't publicly come out with a price yet.
Okay.
But what I will tell you is we have a couple of things. One is we have a very large community of users, and our community of users is very interested in getting into the token sale. With that said, they're users, they're actual users, and we're catering to users. We're not catering to speculators. We're not telling people this is an investment. It's not. I mean, you're buying tokens that are used on our platform, and we would encourage people who are looking to for an investment to go elsewhere, and find an investment. But for us, we really want our community to use this thing. So I envision that there's going to be enough demand from the community to kind of fill up what we need to sell. And as a result of that, because there's like a list of people that sort of want to get into the token sale, we're going to cap it. We have to cap it, because if we don't cap it, it would be irresponsible. We'd have a token that's got a stupid value, and we have to be able to justify that value over time and make sure that we're running a real business on the back of this thing. This token becomes central to our business. So everything that we do going forward is going to be this spectator platform and this skill platform. It's going to be revolving around this token. So it's important for us to be able to not only justify the value, but to maintain a stable token.
Do you want to talk a little bit about maybe some competitors in the space, maybe like First Blood, or if there's anybody else that's doing similar stuff, and how you differentiate yourself from them?
Yeah, sure. I could just generally talk about competitors and say, I think the biggest thing with Unikrn is, that, well, first, we're an established business. We've been in this space for a while. We really are an eSports company. If you want to get a flavor for our company, you should go to news.unikrn.com or UNIKRN and just take a look at what we do. We as I mentioned, we have team ownership. We have our own tournament series. We're in Las Vegas, and we're backed by some pretty incredible people. And so now we are we're kind of at the point where we're taking the technology that we built over the last 3 years and the token that we built 2 years ago and just continuing to evolve our business. If I look at others, not naming names, but like there's some out there that do like skin betting, for example, which is highly illegal. It can be shut down by Valve at any point in time. There's companies out there that aren't regulated, that aren't licensed, that are using cryptocurrency to skirt regulation, which is really the wrong thing to do. Crypto should be designed to disrupt banking and commerce and healthcare. It shouldn't be used to do anything illegal or nefarious. And so for us, being regulated and being licensed is super important to our business. I think when people buy the token, they'll be able to use it on a platform right away versus sort of speculating that someone's going to be able to develop something that's usable or has a user base. I find that model to be, probably just not a very good model, especially for the blockchain community in general. As you start to look at what's happening out there, not only with the SEC, but with other regulators kind of looking at the space and saying, holy shit, these people are raising a ton of money and and it looks like they're an investment because it's very speculative and they don't have anything. So, so from that standpoint, I think that's a big differentiator for us. And I think exchanges are looking at that. I think, a lot of people in the community are now looking at that. So I think that's important to consider.
I just wanted to disagree briefly a little bit with, cryptocurrency shouldn't be used to do illegal things. And I think, there's certain aspects of cryptocurrency that should be doing illegal things. If you live in Saudi Arabia or something and you're a woman, you're not allowed to have any money. I think that's a good use case for, taking your money and putting it in cryptocurrency. But, again, to skirt SEC regulations, maybe not.
Yeah, I agree. I think I think that's interesting, and I agree. I think from that standpoint, there are uses for cryptocurrency. To skirt gambling regulations, I would say maybe not.
Right.
I think that it's skirting regulation is probably the thing that's going to be the demise of good of cryptocurrency in general. It could really hurt it. So I think it's important that people getting involved in these sales look very carefully at the white paper, look at the team, understand what it is that they're building. And, if anywhere on there they talk about skirting regulation or, that sort of thing because crypto, they should stay away from it because, jail sucks and people are, they might be impervious to some things, but the individuals starting the project are not impervious to prosecution.
Yeah. I think a lot of gamers have a background in crypto because they have these really high-powered machines that were able to generate cryptocurrency, still are, with their graphics cards. So a lot of gamers, when they weren't gaming, would go and, use their gaming rig to mine for Bitcoin or mine for Ethereum or mine for whatever was the popular coin at the time. So that's always interesting. It's like a perfect match because the gamers already know about crypto. They're aware because they've had to use their machines to do things like that.
Yeah. What's interesting about our space is, as I said, we interviewed customers just ahead of time to see how easy do we have to make this, because as you know, crypto is not easy, right? It's not like the most user-friendly thing. And of course, it's going to get more user-friendly over time. But how easy do we need to make it for our customers? And what's cool about it is many of our customers have wallets. They know how it works, and and it's relatively easy for them. So it helps us. It helps us as we think about what our future roadmap looks like and when we can start making it easier for just mainstream people to use it.
The Vegas tournaments, is it just like you have screens that you watch tournaments that are going on, or will they actually be playing in Vegas?
No, they'll be both. So
yeah.
So we're doing a series of things there. Can't really talk about it yet, but
Top
I
secret.
can tell you that there's stuff happening that we're working on that's super interesting. But we can do things like I don't know. Did you hear about the NBA at all? What they're doing?
No. What is the NBA doing?
Oh man, the NBA is doing something crazy. So they are setting up their own eSports league called the E-League, and the NFL is too, by the way.
Okay.
But the NBA is way ahead. They have I think 14 teams now registered, including the Dallas Mavericks and the Boston Celtics, and they're having a full combine, and they're creating these teams where people will try out. They'll go through the combine. And then you'll see drafting happening, and they're actually running this. So there'll be the E-Celtics, the E-Mavericks. It's 5-on-5. They're all playing their own individual avatar, so it's not some guy playing LeBron James on the video game. It's actually their own personal avatar. And they're going to sell merchandise, and they're going to we'll be the first to produce odds on this. But with the NBA doing this, we're planning on hosting a series of tournaments and things like that. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and that's all happening next year.
So the NBA has their own NBA game.
The NBA is using NBA 2K,
okay.
the game 2K. So 2K is working with the NBA on developing this whole thing.
That's pretty cool.
And the NFL is working with Madden. We're doing it with the NFL. So. Yeah.
And so you're going to be able to, as a video gamer, join a competition and be a member of the E-League for the Seahawks or the Bears.
Yep.
And then they'll make an avatar for you in Madden.
Well, you're a professional player now, right? So I'm not going to talk about Madden because I don't know the
Okay,
details
so
of
let's talk
Madden.
about NBA 2K.
Yeah, if we talk about the NBA, basically you're going to have, believe it or not, professional video game players who are very damn good at this game. I mean, they'll kick your ass in the game, no question. So these are people that are sort of already on the scene playing this game, and they're going to try out in this combine. And there's going to be scouts sort of picking and saying, okay, I draft this player, this player, this player, this player. And then, their avatars are going to be based on them, and they're going to be playing against each other pre-game, like pre-actual physical basketball game. You'll see eSports games happening. And the reason that the NBA is doing this is to bring young people in, to draw them into the stadiums and sort of keep them there. They think that this is the way that's going to work. And quite honestly, I think it's a great move. I think it is going to work. And I think Mark Cuban, by the way, is not only sort of ahead in the space of crypto, from his latest investments, but he was way ahead in esports. He came on board with us pretty much the day we launched it. He said he expressed interest right away. So he's a big visionary when it comes to this stuff, and he was also pivotal in helping kick off the E-League for the NBA.
Is he going to play for the Dallas Mavericks?
No, you're going to see players that will basically, I don't want to say this in a bad way, but would wipe the floor with Mark on this game. Yeah.
Very cool. I think we've covered a lot of ground. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think we have. I think if anyone has any questions, I would recommend that they read the white paper first. You can go to unitcoingold.com. I think you'll probably have links for all of this somewhere. And then check out our white paper there. And then also we would encourage people to come to our Discord community. It's just https at community.unicorn.com. And that'll take you right to our Discord community. So we'd invite people to come there and talk with us, ask questions, that sort of thing. And we're happy to chat.
Well, cool. Thank you very much for joining me today, Rahul.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Are you looking for an easy way to buy Bitcoin or Ether on a safe, secure platform? Coinbase is the easiest place to buy and sell digital currencies. Sign up today as a friend of the Blockchain Show, and if you buy or sell $100 of Bitcoin or more, you'll earn $10 of free Bitcoin for yourself and $10 of Bitcoin to support this show. Join now using the link in this episode's show notes at theblockchainshow.com. To learn more, visit theblockchainshow.com.